Brother, it's a long road from Amistad to Toho. Doesn't matter which way you go, the miles are all the same. But when you finally get there, and when you pull the cover off, then it's time to get a little bit lost out on the lake. Gonna back this boat into the water, find a way to win a couple dollars. Weatherman says there's a cold front coming down. Bring it on, I've seen it all by now. I can catch 'em shallow, I can catch 'em deep. Open water or the back of the creek. Wind and rain to me, it's all the same. I make a living playing this game, and I thank the Lord above every time I can. I get to be a fisherman. Come Thursday morning, I'll have me something figured out. It's not definite, but just about that I can make the cut. And I'm betting on Sunday that I'll be fishing solo, just me and my cameraman Joe. And with a little bit of luck, I'll have just enough. Gonna back this boat into the water, find a way to win a couple dollars. Weatherman says
About pound fish. I'm actually throwing a dirty jig tour flipping jig. I'm liking this better than the swim jig. I'm catching more on this than I am the swim jig. It's the only one I got, so I can't lose it. It is.
I'm throwing the swim jig. Dirty jig, swim jig.
This is the same one that I use at Red Mill and all over the place. You see
Grande
me catching
bass.
them on.
Keeper, not big enough.
Tom, tell them what you're catching these on here.
I'm swimming a half-ounce tour flipping jig. Black with a trailer. It's a dirty jig.
And what creek are we up in here, and why'd you pick this one?
On Broad Creek, we came in here in the springtime for an early tournament, and the grass was the best in here, and there was none in Piscataway, so we came here, figuring the fish came here, and sure enough, we were catching them here on rattle traps.
And this is what, right up from Little Hunting Creek and up from Piscataway?
Yeah,
and
just north of Piscataway.
this is where Ike and Ellie was fishing in the FLW tournament, right?
Yeah, he was actually focused out a little deeper away from the crowd, but we found a sweet spot in here. Hopefully it pans out in the tournament, and I can get my boat.
Yeah, not bad. Tell them a little bit, how were you working that when he struck?
Like a crankbait. Throw the jig out, let it sink down a little bit. Just a slow reel when you feel it hit grass. Either give it a pop with the rod, or depending on how much grass it has. A lot of times that's when they hit. Just a slow, steady retrieve. If you see some wood mixed in with that grass, that's even better. Must be a stick or something. A little better fish. That's more like the average fish we were catching here last time. And then, you know, that would be on the small size of what we were catching. And then you were mixing in some 4s, and even Tom caught a 6 mixed right in with that size fish. What'd you say? That was like the average fish last time. That's a solid 2 1/4 pound fish. We just let a 4 maybe 5 pounder shake off. Tom did on his
Dirty swim jig.
dirty swim jig, and right away, as we were even talking about it, I had one, bent the rod in half, and I did nothing, and it just let go. We're gonna get out.
Both of them are over 4, maybe 5 pounds.
I don't know about the second one, but it was another nice fish right with it, and I saw his jump.
We were getting a lot of yellow perch bites, and seen them following it up, so I went with this dirty jig. Kind of looks like a yellow perch. So we're gonna see. We're gonna try the other
Swimming
side.
that swim jig in the grass. Got a grande bass on the back of it. See the type of milfoil they're in? I saw one that was 6, 7 pounds go out in front of me. Nice.
About catching fish in here, though, I mean, not gonna have a problem catching fish. It's just a matter of catching some of those bigger fish.
Well, that's not bad at all. I mean, I'd like bigger ones, but if we had 5 of them like that.
Oh,
We're gonna have fish in the double.
same
These-
size, a little smaller. Close.
Giant.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good. That was a pretty good one. Nice. Count.
Long and skinny.
Long and skinny.
Bring him up.
Fucking 2 months ago, that first might have been.
Look how he ate it, man. He hit it.
All right, tell him about what you're doing and where you caught it.
Tom caught
What the
this
water looks like.
Swimming a jig.
It's kind of dirty here, shallow water on a lay down.
Skinny.
Tell him how shallow the water
He's been
is.
caught before.
Probably
10 inches. You can see the bottom. You wouldn't think the fish are there, but they're right in.
Now you switched up colors on that jig, didn't you?
same one I've been. It's perch color.
Right.
Seen a lot of perch.
Right. Go ahead.
Caught about 15 or 20 out of this creek now, all on a swim jig. We're fishing about 10 inch of water on isolated logs in the shallow end of the back end of the creek.
Decent. So what do you think about this creek? You think as far as tournaments, you think how would you work? Did you run up here first in the morning?
I think
or?
it's the best creek because it's versatile. You got deep water fish here, you got shallow water fish here, you can pull out on the grass and work the swim jig. I think other baits will work, but for some reason they're liking the swim jig. 3 ounce dirty swim jig. I got this particular one in a perch color, a lot of perch. All right, we're headed into Doe Creek. This is where Luke Clausen won the FLW tournament here 2 weeks ago. We're gonna head back here and try some swim jigs in the grass. Everybody's out here fishing in deep, visible grass. We're gonna go in real shallow and fish the grass.
You reached redemption, right here in Doe, right off the dock in shallow. This is right where Luke.
Tom's got
Clausen
one. Double. I told you they're here.
Came off the dock.
Yep.
Not bad. And of course that one's on the swim jig.
Came on a swim jig by the dock.
Were you swimming it or we're working it like
Swimming
a
it. Okay.
Hoe monkey? Around the mouth of Hoe Monkey Creek. Fishing the swim jigs. Not great. Just another fish.
I caught a couple. One of them better bait.
Alright, well, we're here back at Marshall Hall launching ramp where we launched this morning. It's 12 o'clock, we're off the water, that's enough for today. We wanted to go in, just double check our spots that we had found and pre-fishing. We went, everywhere we went we caught fish, but it looks like, just like we thought going into this, Broad Creek is the place to be. High concentration of fish, bigger fish than what we're catching everywhere else. And they're still on that technique of the swim jig. We'll see what happens tomorrow, but everything is looking good.
I'm going to try to talk my non-boater. I'm going to lobby to go into that spot, whether he does or not. I'll just be prepared for anything where he goes. So.
All right, well, we'll go back to the motel and we'll see you guys at the tournament in the morning.
And it's time to get a little bit lost out on the lake. Gonna back this boat